Hello, this is Lily here. I'm taking off the mask until someone yells at me. But I want to just present this terrific monumental volute-krater. It's an Attic red figure crater featuring the labors of both Heracles and Theseus. It has a tremendous provenance. It was with the Marat Institute in Freiburg for many years, and for about 15 years on loan to the University of Freiburg's archaeological department. So let's have a closer look. The sheer size of this volute-krater is remarkable. It's one of the very few of this large, and also the mode of decoration is also quite unusual. As you can see on the neck, there's this double-decker frieze. Now the main scene on the obverse, which we're looking at right now, is Heracles during one of his labors, as he grasps the arm of an old man holding a staff, likely Nereus, the sea god. Now, if you look closely at Heracles' head, he has his signature close-cropped beard in this marvelous technique of added black clay globules. He also has his lion skin as a cap and also down his back as a cloak. Now, as I mentioned, there's this very unusual double-decker frieze all around the neck, and this is when things get really interesting programmatically, because really the whole vase, this monumental thing, is really a testament to Athens at the height of that polis's power, so right after the Persian Wars. The painter here is the Syriskos Painter, and so coming around 480, 470 BC. The lower frieze shows the deeds of Theseus as he makes his way from Troyden to Athens to confront his birth father. Now, Theseus is really the typical Athenian hero. The city really claimed him for its own, and he's shown here, and I think it's quite funny. He's always ostentatiously throwing his cloak over a dead tree before he dispatches these brigands along the way. Now, the whole vase is covered in inscriptions, many of which have faded somewhat. Here you can see Theseus is grasping the hair of the dastardly Procrustes, who's named by inscription. So these heroic deeds of Theseus continue all around the obverse and terminate with the hero subduing the Marathonian bull. The upper frieze is not heroic or mythological, but it's also a celebration of Athens. And you can see pairs of men and youths in conversation. They're discussing at the palestra. One of my favorite little segments of this is the Laconian hound, which sits at his master's feet. Also here, an erybelos and sponge suspended on the wall, hinting at the gymnasium, where two youths grasp a lyre with a tortoiseshell body. On the reverse, you can see that the vase has sustained somewhat more damage on this side, particularly to the neck. The surface is somewhat abraded. The main scene is two maidens, likely Nereids, especially if Nereus is indeed pictured on the obverse. Their hair is in a specific fashion that's gathered in a bundle at the nape of the neck, and this is a fashion that was only used for maidens for about a decade in Athens. It's quite peculiar. The gesture that each maiden makes is quite specific. They're reaching out their hands and pinching. And you can see in a detailed shot that they're actually pinching blossoms, so sort of holding these blossoms out before them. But the artist used a glaze that was actually quite transient. The double-decker frieze on the reverse continues the celebration of Athenian youth and beauty. So the lower frieze, you can see, is devoted to athletics, preparations for athletic events, including the long jump, and this youth holds the halteres, the weights for that event. The upper tier is a little bit more mysterious, let's say, in terms of what exactly is depicted, but you can see it's this stately procession of horses and youths, potentially the lead-up or an event in the Panathenaic festival, and that would be quite exciting. So there you have it, a true masterpiece, a wonder of potting and also painting. A volute-krater by the Syriskos Painter dating to the early classical period, and really a celebration of the city of Athens and its youth, both heroic and mortal. Thank you.